Subscribe to ABN Media Network and become part of our family and learn so many new things.
A realistic yet fascinating story. Please read carefully. In a village, there once lived a famous wrestler, well known in his area. He had only one daughter, whom he raised with great love and care. She was delicate and beautiful. When she grew up, her father began worrying about her marriage. Being a wrestler himself, he chose a strong, tall, well-built young man with thick mustaches, a proud landowner, for his daughter. The pampered daughter was married off with affection. Not even 6 months had passed when the son-in-law beat her and sent her back home, saying she didn't know how to do any household work. The father was deeply hurt but stayed silent to avoid gossip. He told his wife to teach their daughter all the skills of homemaking. The mother trained her in cleaning, cooking, and managing the house. A few months later, the father apologized to the son-in-law for not raising his daughter with these skills and sent her back. Again, within 6 months, the daughter returned, beaten once more, because she didn't know how to sew or embroider. The wrestler was heartbroken but asked his wife to teach their daughter stitching, embroidery, and other crafts. Once she learned, they sent her off again with apologies and blessings. Some months later, she came back once more, bruised and crying. This time her husband complained that she couldn't handle the farm work or milk the cows and buffaloes. Now the father was truly pained, but being a respected man, he said nothing publicly. He took his daughter to the fields himself and taught her all kinds of hard labor. Afterward, he sent her off again with prayers. A few days later, she returned crying. When her father asked what happened this time, she said, "My husband says I move too much while kneading dough." The wrestler finally understood. His son-in-law had developed a habit of beating his wife, it had become his way of showing control. The father said to his daughter, "I've taught you everything, but not one thing, you still don't know whose daughter you are." She didn't understand what he meant. A few days later, the son-in-law realized that neither his father-in-law had apologized nor had his wife been sent back. He went to her home. The wrestler stopped him at the door and said, "Turn around and go back. Remember today's date. Come after 2 years, only then will you take her home. If I see you here before that, I'll break your legs myself." The son-in-law left, angry but helpless. Days turned into months. Every morning before sunrise, the wrestler took his daughter to the fields, trained her, and brought her home after sunrise. His wife often asked what he was doing, but he never revealed the secret. After 2 years, the son-in-law returned to take his wife. The father happily sent her off. A few days later, the man again lost his temper and raised his hand to strike her. But before he could, the daughter, now trained by her father, grabbed him by the arm, flipped him to the ground like a true wrestler, and said, "Do you know whose daughter I am?" He understood instantly. From that day on, he never raised his voice at her again. The daughter never had to return to her parents' home after that. Now you must have understood what the father really taught his daughter. Not everything can be taught by a mother. Some lessons, some confidence, only a father can give his daughter. That's why I believe in this age, daughters must be taught how to protect themselves. My belief: educate your daughters, protect your daughters. I'll be waiting to hear your thoughts on this story.